Hey, what's up gamers? It's your boy Church of Caboose and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I figured we talk about Iron Banner. There's been a lot of changes and it's basically Iron Banner 2.0, so I figured, hey, maybe give a quick rundown of my understanding of some things, so feel free to fill in any gaps of knowledge I may have, as well as correct me if I am wrong on anything. There's also a title with this, and so there might be some tips that I can put out there to make it just a little bit easier for you all. So that's going to be the video. If you do enjoy the video, make sure you click the like button, as well as subscribe to my channel, and I would love any comments below about your experience with Iron Banner and all of that stuff. So here we go. Let's get on into it and start off with like the seal, because that's new and that's pretty cool. If you want to become an Iron Lord, here's some stuff you're going to probably have to do. Good chances you already have half this title done anyways. One of the things you have to do is complete Iron Banner matches just in general, and you get more progress for wearing the Iron Banner gear, which we'll go into more detail in a little bit later. You also got O-Ring Spirit, which means you gotta collect points by completing objectives. I'm not completely sure what that means, but hey, we can speculate. Then we got Frostmire's Will, which is complete Iron Banner challenges. Again, I will show you guys what I have figured out that to mean, because it's kind of confusing. Because there's a quest step thing that's like, hey, do daily challenges, but there's not actually daily challenges. I don't know if that's a bug or what, but it is what it is. And then you gotta do a reset of your Iron Banner rank, and that is the title to become Iron Lords. Alright, so for these different challenges, let's talk about them. So the one where you got to do the objectives, I'm not completely sure what that is. My best guess, and I'm like 97% confident this is what it is that you have to do the things with the spark. Like, so picking it up might be a point. Dunking the spark is probably most likely definitely a point. Getting revives seems like they're probably points. And so the more you play the objective, the more points you get. It does not seem clear if there's like a, hey, this thing is worth more points. So I would assume something like dunking the orb is worth more points than getting a revive, because the spark can only get dunked so many times, whereas revives have a great number more of opportunities to do that. So I would assume a dunk gets the most points. Something like a revive is probably the least amount of points. I think that's what the objective triumph is all about, but I'm not completely sure. So if you do know for sure, even though I'm like 97% sure, comment down below what the objective triumph is, and as well as the fastest way to complete it. My theory is the fastest way to complete is going to be to pick up the spark and dunk as many times as you possibly can. The other triumph, that's a little bit confusing, and we're going to kind of talk in detail, is going to be the weekly challenges thing. Alright, so when you're doing the Iron Banner quest that you pick up from Saladin, you only need to do it once. It says something about completing a daily challenge, which if you're like me, I got really confused. Like, what the heck is this? There's no daily challenges. When I was at the vendor, I wasn't seeing any bounties to pick up. There were daily challenges. There's not any bounties at all. And I was just really confused. And so what it turns out what that is just doing the weekly objective, which you can find listed when you go to the destinations tab in like the directory, and you hover over Iron Banner, and you can see where it shows like the pinnacle reward. It says weekly 1 out of 4 for me, however far you are, and that is going to be the objective challenge, the weekly challenge thing. That's that one triumph in the seal. And so which is basically just play matches. It's just complete matches with a specific subclass. So far I'm only seeing it as Void and Solar, so if you just play with a Void or a Solar subclass, which hey, it's the stuff that got updated anyways, then you will be able to complete those weekly challenges. And you can do all 4 on one character in 1 week, because there's 4 weekly challenges per Iron Banner week on each character. So if you only have one character, don't worry, it's not time gated. You should be able to do all 4 in 1 week. Then the last one we're going to talk about is the Iron Banner gear. The more gear you wear, the more progress you get. As far as I can tell, now let me know if I'm wrong. Alright, as far as I can tell, weapons are not a part of the progression. What's the progression is wearing Iron Banner armor or ornaments. If you put on ornaments, then it works just as well as using the armor. So in theory, for the most efficient progress, don't run an exotic, use all 5 Iron Banner armor ornaments or armor pieces, as well as a emblem, and you will get the most progress. In order to find the emblem, go to your collections tabs and then go to competitive, scroll over 1 or 2 pages, and then just look at the source from where that emblem comes from. And when you're loading into a game, you can see on the bottom left, like where it shows like Iron Banner, it shows like, hey, like it's got the rank boosting. You can hover over like one of those icons and it will tell you how many armor pieces you're wearing out of 5 that are counting, and then if the emblem is counting. So I had on an Iron Banner emblem called Heavy Death, and then I realized when I was getting footage for this video it wasn't actually counting, so I changed to a different emblem. I just picked one that I was seeing pop up in the roster a lot, and I believe that gave me some progress. So hopefully that gives you guys some understanding with trying to do the new Iron Banner stuff. Let's just talk really quick about the game mode itself, Rift. Rift is pretty much like almost like a game of football. You just want to pick up the spark and you gotta get a touchdown by dunking it into the other team's little zone. All the objectives will light up on your screen. So when you start off, you both start on like the opposite ends of the map, and you're gonna always spawn there no matter what throughout the whole game. Then the game starts, you go running, and then eventually it's like, hey, the spark is, you know, charging up or whatever. That means it's getting a countdown timer for when a player can pick up the spark. Then the objective is for your team to take that spark to the other team's little bank. It's gonna be lit up on your screen, and it's gonna be a red little symbol. You take your spark to there, just run into it. You don't have to hold X or anything. The spark will slam, and that is 1 point. Then the really weird thing is you get pulled to not orbit, but you get a black screen. I thought I got disconnected the first time I played this, because it resets between rounds. Alright, and then as you are doing these objectives and trying to slam that spark, when you die, you have a 10-second timer and your teammates are going to want to revive you. If you get revives, that's going to be way better, because if you spawn yourself in, or if you take 10 seconds, you don't get revived and the game forces you to get spawned in, then you will spawn at the very edge of the map where your team originally started off. There's no like middle ground. So it's going to be really hard for your team to get those dunks if half the team goes down by the goal of the enemy's little dunk point, where they're trying to take your own spark to dunk your spark at so you get a point. If you die and then like no one revives you, and so it's 3-on-6, and then you spawn all the way back in your own spawn point that's on the opposite side of the map, and you have to run all the way back over, and it's just way more challenging to get those points. So if you can revive your teammates, then that's going to help, and that's pretty sure part of why I'm pretty sure you get points for revives when playing this game for the objective triumph in the Iron Lord seal. So hopefully this helped you guys out. I know Rift is a lot. I was seeing stuff on Twitter about people being kind of confused, like, hey, how does this work? What's the point? That kind of a thing. Now with Iron Banner, there's no bounties. Saladin's not selling any more of those weekly bounties. You only get pinnacles for doing the weekly challenge stuff. It seems like to me, I have not had a pinnacle drop happen yet, and I have not gotten to the 4th final weekly challenge completed, so I kind of wonder if you only get a pinnacle when you do that 4th weekly challenge. I think that's the case. If you know differently, let me know down below. This is some of the stuff I've been trying to figure out as I go along, and hopefully my transparency is helpful to you guys. So I really hope you guys like this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have some fun in Rift right now. It's been super divisive within the community, especially on Twitter. Azatross did some videos and he's like, hey, like my polls, everyone's like split 50-50 pretty much on love it or hate it. I'm not a huge fan of Rift, but I did find it way more fun within the freelance playlist. I tend to just kind of play by myself these days, just kind of what I do. I don't know, sometimes I just like not having to talk to people and not wearing a headset and just, you know, zoning out and just doing my thing. And I found freelance was being way more fun for just being by myself than it was for the regular queue. That's a big thing with Rift, is it's way more objective based. Yes, there are times where you can get lots of kills. I think some of the gameplay happened to be a good game on this one for me, kill wise, so I was getting more kills than I normally do. But the main deal is you want to get that spark to the other team's like touchdown zone, So you can get a point, and you just do that 5 times, or whoever's got the most points total when the total amount of time for the whole game runs out wins. And that is Iron Banner. Saladin, just rank up. You can go collect engrams just like Saint 14 with trials, only there's no bounties you can pick up. And you can focus those engrams into armor pieces and weapons. So have a fun time out there, or not. I mean, it's kind of split. You might hate it, you might love it. I don't know. It's put a rift in the community, if you know what I mean. And I'm going to end this video with a little bit of a joke. I don't know if you guys heard about the Scarecrow that won an award. Yeah, it turns out he was pretty outstanding in his field. I get a good kick out of that. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.